Good morning, everyone. It's February the 5th, 2024. Today I wanted to start off with something that I witnessed yesterday that was very heartbreaking. When people go down, and it's not a pleasant thing to have to see when you see homeless people wandering around and they're in difficulties and there's no way you can help. And I believe this was a woman who had a mental health problem. Now, yesterday afternoon, I want to tell you the story. Yesterday afternoon, I went to the bank, to the teller machine, of course, the ATM, to get some money so I could go to the grocery store and get some food to myself. As I approached the ATM, this woman was coming up. She was kind of walking all over the sidewalk, and she was filthy. She was just caked in dirt from head to foot. She you just had to look at her face, and the dirt had just streamed down her face. So she had all these streaks down her face. And I was trying to get to the machine, so I let her pass. And I had Heidi with me, my service dog. And so I let her pass. And then Heidi and I went up to the ATM machine. And she just went around the corner, which wasn't very deep from me, just pretty much right beside me. And two people came out of this restaurant. Now, this restaurant on the market has got to be one of the most expensive restaurants on the market. The type of restaurant, well, you go in to eat there, you better have your Sunday best on, and you better make sure you have enough credit left on your credit card, type of thing. And beautiful restaurant and everything. But as these two people came out of the restaurant, this poor homeless woman scooted into the restaurant. And of course, by now I'm using one hand I've got with Heidi, and the other hand I've got on the ATM machine, so I didn't have a third hand free, or else I would have been on my phone recording this. But after she went in, and I was still on the machine, all of a sudden she comes running out, and the woman in the restaurant comes running out after her with a tennis racket in her hand. She's literally chasing her out of the restaurant, in this big, fancy, expensive restaurant. And they're kind of standing there yelling at each other, and she's going, "I'll never come back again. I promise I'll never come back in this restaurant again." And I don't know exactly what was fully said in the restaurant, but I just know that two of them were standing out there, and the woman's got this tennis racket in her hand, and I guess she was kind of looked threatening to this woman. But the way the woman talked, you could tell that she had mental health issues. And then after I finished, and then the woman went back in the restaurant after she went around the corner again, but which wasn't far around the corner, which I had to go by. She ducked in between another building. And as I passed her, she was trying to tell me, like she was telling the woman, I've done cleaning. Well, she didn't look very clean. I mean, this is not the person that you want to see in one of your most expensive restaurants. And certainly, I know she was rather upset because, I mean, they were trying to get customers. Of course, it's Winterlude here right now, and it was nice to see people down on the market enjoying the festivities for Winterlude yesterday afternoon. But again, what a heartbreaking situation. Here you have a woman, I'm sure she had mental health problems, which brings me back again to what I was talking about on supportive housing. And I'm thinking, why is this homeless woman in a shelter? She's not getting the support she needs. And what kind of supports would she have in supportive housing? So it was kind of disturbing yesterday. And even, like I said, I'm up early again this morning. I found it really disturbing. Like, why are we letting our people fall behind? Our most vulnerable people are falling behind in our society right now. So this kind of had me thinking about all different things, and like what questions and things that I'm going to be asking about supportive housing when we can start getting it back in place again, and certainly what kind of supports need to be put in place that are not already in place for supportive housing, and maybe need to be relooked at and redesigned again to help these vulnerable people. So I just wanted to bring that up, that was a rather disturbing thing to me, and I'm sure anyone who's human at heart will definitely realize just how heartbreaking that really is to see something like that. And there's no way I had any ability to help her either. At that point, I just know that I just have to go to the meetings and see what I can do for the long term. But I also want to bring up some more things that I've been hearing last week, more statistics. One of the things that our police have reported that they're going to now do a pilot project with their special constables, where the special constables are going to take over more some of the duties of our police officers. Again, because we're shorthanded. Again, they can't get all the things that they need to do in our policing done with the homeless. And I can see this. And for example, one of the things is when a person's taken in, even the homeless on an overdose, they're stuck at the hospital for hours on end. So they can't get back on patrol where they should be. So some of these special constables, for an example, this is one of the duties that they're going to see if they can take over and be at the hospital with the patients and that when necessary. So it relieves our other officers to go back on patrol. So we're working on things. This is just an experiment again. We're trying something new, which is always welcome to try something new. Doesn't mean it's going to work, but we're going to try it. So I'm glad to see the police have put that forward and trying to help out in whatever way they can. But I just wanted to come up. I'm going to get my glasses here, particularly for some statistics that have come out last week. And this is from British Columbia. And it was brought up that 8 years ago that they declared an opioid crisis. And they estimated over 2,500 people have died at the rate of 7 people dying a day over that 8 years. A total of 14,000 people have died by 2023. And of course, that just started off at 7 people a day, and then it just kept increasing. And because I saw an ad that stated that now it's 20 people a day dying from overdoses. And the other thing is now I also saw another updated one. They're saying 22 people are dying a day of overdoses. This is just in BC alone, and so there's no number coming out on our other provinces as how many people in each province are dying a day of the overdoses. But even 14,000 people over an 8-year period is a lot of people to die from overdoses. What a heartbreak when lives are being just wasted on these overdoses. And of course, when you look at the United States, they're a much bigger population, so I can just imagine if we had 22 people dying a day of an overdose in each province, how many people in each of their states are dying all across, and they have 52 states. So how many people are dying in their states? But I just wanted to give a brief update on what was heartbreaking today, or yesterday, I should say. And we have to do better. Like I said, we're in this for the long haul. There's no doubt, because this is not going to be solved overnight. And as long as we can each do our part and make sure we're on top of our politicians, which I'm glad to see, even in the news, everything's coming up every few days. Something more on the homeless is coming up all the time. So people are really becoming aware of the situation. And I think this is going to be one of the biggest topics that's going to be coming up for any of the elections in 2025 and after that. But like I said, for now, I just hope we can get some short-term things in place so that by next winter, at least we do not have to worry about people freezing to death outside. So I'm going to leave this video there today. And again, be safe, take care, be aware of your surroundings, and have a nice day. And we'll talk to you again soon. And bye-bye.